listening to Phantasm Podcast, a horror death metal podcast for the old school. Join your hosts Corey Gorechrist and Dr. Vincent West as they stuff horror movie reviews and death metal interviews all in one body bag. Listen on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, and like on Facebook, and head over to stagediverradio.com for more.
This is Pervelis from Internal Bleeding, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
Phantasm.
Corey Gorechrist, Phantasm Podcast. I have the honor of speaking with Chris from Eternal Bleeding. How you doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
Doing awesome. This is really exciting because you guys are from my hometown, so this is really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about your guys' new record. It comes out October 19th.
Yes, sir.
Unique Leader, and it's Corrupting Influence.
Yep.
So if you want, we'll do a little quick track-by-track here in a second.
Okay.
You recorded at Full Force Studios?
Yes, with Joe Sincata. He's
Awesome.
done tons of work for a lot of bands like Suffocation, Obituary, a lot of big-name bands. He really has his head around what metal should sound like. He's really good at what he does, and he's creative, too. He's not just an engineer. He has a lot of good... He has a lot of good ideas, and some of those good ideas that he had, he hashed out with us while we were recording the album. So it helped improve. We think it helped even make the album better than we thought it was going to be.
Right.
Because of his, he had some creative input too. So it
Awesome.
wasn't like I said. He didn't just twiddle knobs. He was like, "Hey, let's try it like this. Hey, wait, don't do this. Let's try it like this. Why don't you try this?" Like he'd come in all the time and suggest stuff, which we think is really cool because it's always cool to have a kind of like a creative partner that's not in the same room, because when you're when you're writing an album and doing an album and all that, you're living in a room full of mirrors. All you see is your own opinions and your own bandmates' opinions, and you never hear an outside source's opinions because you don't want to share the music with anybody. So when Joe, when we go with Joe, he's an outside dude who comes into our little room and says, "Hey, this could be a little cooler if we try something like this."
Right.
So it was an exciting creative process making the album. We really had a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to
And
have.
We're real happy with it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to have a guy behind the boards that has a vision for what he thinks the band would sound the best with. So that's,
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. That's exactly right.
yeah, it's and Full Force Studios in Ronkonkoma. I spent a lot of time there as a kid, so that's really
Did you?
yeah.
Yeah, right across the street from literally right across the street from the airport.
It's amazing. Yeah, because I grew up in Holbrook, so.
Oh, nice. So I used to. One of my first jobs out of college was in Holbrook on Grundy Avenue.
Wow. Okay.
All the way at the end of Grundy Avenue, there used to be a sculpture place called Austin Sculpture, and I was the head marketing guy and designer.
It's crazy.
At Austin Sculpture. Yeah, pretty
Nice.
cool. Small world, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I lived. Was it off Coates Avenue? I lived near. We always would walk the train tracks up to the path mark and the 7-Eleven every Sunday.
Yeah, sure. I know where that is, and so now, I'm currently at Mike Majewski's apartment.
Nice.
And he's from Holtzville.
Okay.
So we have a whole Long Island. We have a whole Long Island thing. I'm in Texas at a Long Islander's house. I'm speaking to you as a Long Islander, and I'm a Long Islander.
Damn
so
right.
the Long Island connection is really strong on this podcast.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, my co-host is from Florida, so he's, we bring both worlds of old school death metal together here.
Awesome.
So.
Yeah, north and south. That's
right.
awesome.
But yeah, we'll get into it track by track. If you're cool with it, we'll do the rundown of this record.
Sure.
We'll start with the first track off of Corrupting Influence. We got Compelled to Consume. It's a sick opening track title.
Right. Thanks. Compelled to Consume is kind of about it's about mass marketing and the constant message is for you to consume things like social media, to buy stuff,
right.
and the constant messages that tell you that if you don't have X, you're never going to be happy.
Right.
So that's kind of what the song is about. I think it's it has a part in it that this is just some behind stuff. That there's a part in it that we have called the arena part, which is a part. There's a really big build up that goes into a really heavy part, so we call that the arena part. We wrote it part of it while we were on tour in Europe, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
And the rest of it we finished up when we were home. So
awesome.
We thought it was a strong opener, and it has it opens up a little bit with a little bit something different, a little bit jazzy, but then kind of twists itself into classic Internal Bleeding.
Sure. Hell yeah. And then we got Corrupting Influence title track.
Right. Corrupting Influence is the title track, and I think it's the longest track on the album. Obviously, it kind of goes into the same territory, since most of the songs kind of tie together.
Right.
This one goes into the kind of same territory as Compelled to Consume, except it's more about how the others are influencing your mind and corrupting your mind and destroying your soul and stuff like that. So, and it's a long song. It's got a lot of great grooves in it, and it's got a kind of a surprise ending, which I'm not going to talk about. I want people to discover it on their own. So,
hell yeah,
it's a surprise ending that not new for Internal Bleeding, but something we experimented with on the last album and threw out a little further with a little more instrumentation and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah, we're really trying to expand the sound, our sound. Never to the point of you would never know who we are. You always know it's Internal Bleeding.
Right.
You'll always know it's Internal Bleeding because it has the patented, trademarked, always copied and never duplicated riffs that we write. But
fuck yeah.
But with twists, because the whole the slam thing can be so much more than what it is.
Right.
So
absolutely.
It's time to bring it up to a new level.
Hell yeah. We got number 3, Fatal Dependency.
Fatal Dependency is, and I'm sure this has touched everybody's life. Fatal Dependency is about heroin.
Oh wow, yeah.
Which is another corrupting influence. See the songs are all tying into it.
Yep.
A theme here. So that's a song about heroin. It's not about anybody It's not about anybody we know particularly.
Right.
It's just it's about heroin abuse.
It's like a generalization, really.
Yeah.
Because you can see it going on, and it's definitely back to being a pretty major issue now. Then we got Focus, which you guys have the music video for.
Right. And so Focus now is the antidote to the corrupting influence, which means block everything out of your mind and focus on what you want to achieve in life.
Right.
So that's the message. That's the message of that song, and I think that that's personally one of my favorite songs on the track on the album. I think the really ridiculously 80s melodic solo stuck in the middle of the song, and how the song flows into that solo and then comes out of that solo so brutally.
Yeah.
I think it's just a great kind of twist. It goes from super melodic to super ugly in the turn of in the flash of a half a second, and I think that's a really cool. I think that's just really cool. I'm really pleased with the way they came out, and the riffs on that song have some of my favorite riffs on that album. And I think it's really catchy, and it's really you can't sit still while listening to that song.
No, it's very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's very powerful, and it kicks a lot of ass. So
thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Surrounded from the Inside.
Surrounded from the Inside is about war, and it's about specifically, which is of course another corrupting influence.
Right.
But it's specifically about a certain person. that I've read quite a bit about it. The man's name was Jerry Mad Dog Shriver.
Okay.
He belonged to. He's basically the guy He's basically the real life soldier they based Rambo and every crazy special operations guy off of.
Right.
This guy Jerry Shriver. So he served in SOG, which was the studies, quote unquote, studies and observation group in Vietnam, which did all illegal activities in Cambodia and stuff like that. You know, they weren't supposed to be in Cambodia.
Right.
He had a ridiculous bounty on his head because he was so crazy. And during one mission, he landed. You know, him and his team landed into a really hot area, and they were surrounded. And the forward air controller called and said, you know, do you need help? Shriver said, no, got him right where I want him, surrounded from the inside. You know, that's how like tough he was. He didn't give a shit, you know. And then he disappeared. His body was never found. You know, so it's a really great story about a really a serious warrior. You know, I mean, he was a real serious warrior, and so I kind of wanted to pay tribute to him and all the other serious operators out there that you don't really know that do a lot of stuff to, you know, ward off bad people and kill bad people and do ugly work that nobody wants to do.
Yeah, the true badasses, you know.
Right, and but they're part. You know, they're part of the whole how corrupt the whole world is. Too bad that it's you know, it's a crying shame that we actually need people like that.
Yeah,
but we do.
It is, yeah.
You know, and you can't sugarcoat the world and say, you know, peace and love and this and that. That's never going to happen. Utopia is a complete lie, and it'll never happen. So,
right.
You know, that's kind of why we did that song.
Yeah, that's.
And it's I think it's one of I think it's definitely one of the heaviest on the album.
Yeah.
It's got some really heavy riffs in it. Yeah.
It's awesome. Unreality, number 6.
Unreality is our most experimental song. I don't want to go into it too much because you'll just have to see. I mean, it's an ID song for sure, but there's some serious experimentation going on. So,
right.
Everybody I've listened to it. It's like when they hear it, they're like, "Oh shit, sick!" You know. So hopefully our fans are going to dig it. It's something way different than what we ever have done before. But it's not in the territory of being, you know, I don't know, not in the territory of being like all super melodic and black metal-y. It's not at all. It's still heavy as all hell, but it's way experimental.
It's exciting.
The song is about being in a hospital bed and not knowing whether you're dead or alive.
Damn.
So that's hence the word unreality. There's all kinds of things. You don't know whether you're going dead or alive. There's all kinds of things going on around you, and you can't choose. You can't figure out what's real and what's not.
Right.
You know. So you know, it kind of came about. The idea for the song kind of came about when we were talking about our drummer's passing.
Yeah.
And how unreal it was that, you know, Chris McCarthy, my guitarist, would always say, and he still does always say, it's like, it just doesn't seem real, you know. And I agree with him. We're like, yeah, this doesn't seem real. So I don't know. We got to talking about how unreal all that sounded. Right. And how unreal we went through what we've gone through with Bill, and even how we managed to pull off a tour, and with Bill dying like a month before the tour, and you know, all this crazy stuff. So it all kind of culminated into the lyrics of this song.
Right.
So
powerful stuff, man.
It's a good one. I like it. I love it. I love listening to it. I'm proud of how we experimented with the song and how it came out. So I'm hoping fans dig it.
Awesome. Then we got Litany of Insecurity. Or Insincerity.
Insincerity. Right. So that is the most... that is a strict... I like to call it... This is our 1997 song.
Awesome.
We wrote this, and it's almost like a throwback song to our second album, The Extinction of Benevolence. It has a real old school internal bleeding quality to it.
The riffs
are just pummeling old school R&B riffs, you know, very straightforward and very powerful and hooky riffs. And lyrically, the song is about imposters, which is another corrupting influence. It's about people and bands and other people in the scene. It's actually kind of directed in the scene as people who are they're complete fakes. They jump from one trend to the next.
Yep.
You know, they're never who they are. You know, you can translate that into our scene to any scene. But it's these people who one minute they're the biggest, I don't know, the biggest whatever type of metal fan, and then all of a sudden that kind of not popular, and then all of a sudden they're the new biggest metal fan of this music, and they have a new band with this that sounds just like this, and you know, and they just keep jumping and jumping and jumping to the next thing, and they have no roots or soul. They just jump from what they think can be more successful.
Right.
And that's like that in anything. It's not just in music. I mean, it's just like that in anything. It's about people not being true to themselves and their core beliefs.
Yep.
It could be politics as well, you know.
Yeah, people that just don't really know what they're doing.
People who don't have a core. People who are shallow and need to feel acceptance and need to be with the quote-unquote in crowd or the in trend or what's popular, you know, instead of carving their own path.
Right.
You know, that's a big thing for me because I'm stubborn as hell and I just do what I want. You know, I carved out you know, and pretty much our band has too. We've carved out our life to be able to do this and to make it work, you know, and struggle like hell to try to make it work, to try to tour and try to do this. Nothing comes easy to us.
Right.
You know, but we're true to ourselves and we're true to our vision and we're true to what we want to accomplish. And we never change that. That compass needle never changes.
Yeah,
it's always pointing in one direction. It's never telling us to go change this, change that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's about core values and what you believe in.
That's right. There's nothing fake about that.
Right.
You know?
And sticking to your guns. Even if everybody says, you know, you're wrong or whatever, if you believe you're right, you need to stick to your guns.
That's right, man. That's fucking A-right.
Yeah. That's what I think.
That's amazing. And then Final Justice. Now, was this...
it's a redo of the single we released a couple of years ago. This one's cool, though. This one's cool because we connived Jason Netherton from Misery Index to do backing vocals on it.
It's awesome.
So yeah, and the song's a little more. This recorded version's a little more razor sharp. It's a little faster, and the slow parts are a little slower. And I think the solo's a little more vicious sounding.
Right.
It's more the way, you know, we realized when we started recording it that when we were playing it live, we were playing it much faster than we recorded it first. So we brought it up to live speed.
Nice.
So it's much more up tempo and fast, but it's, you know, it's still catchy and all that stuff. And the song is about the breakdown in the criminal justice system.
Right.
And specifically about molestation and getting revenge on somebody who molested your child. But it's generally about the breakdown of how the guilty go free and the innocent get punished.
Yeah. That's awesome. The last track, Supreme Sacrifice.
That's about our drummer, Bill.
Awesome.
We wrote the whole song and dedicated it to him. And that's all about Bill. That's all about everything he did in life. Because he sacrificed himself. He not only sacrificed his life, but he sacrificed himself for his family, his band, his friends.
Yeah.
You know, all Billy wanted to do was make people laugh and smile. And he was a brave motherfucker. I mean, you know, I don't know too many death metal musicians who go fucking run into fires.
It's about as death metal as it gets, really. You know.
Yeah, and Bill. Yeah, right. And Bill was all about it. So, and he loved it. He loved his job. He loved his family. And we had. You know, how do you pay tribute to somebody who, especially with me, he was my best friend for 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know any other way to pay tribute. I can't put 45 minutes of all of us crying on the CD.
Yeah.
You know, because we spent days doing that, so we had to just kind of let our emotions take over the riffs and go from there.
Yeah.
You know, and the writing of the song came pretty damn easy. You know, it was like almost like Bill was helping us.
Yeah, you know, that's the beauty of music. Really
mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's a fitting tribute to, a fitting internal bleeding tribute to Bill's life. I mean, everything we do from now on is dedicated to Bill, and we still dedicate a song to Bill every time we play.
Yeah.
But we hope we're doing him justice, and wherever he is he's laughing and having a cigar.
Right.
And calling us a bunch of assholes. So.
Yeah, I don't think he would ever be disappointed,
I sure hope not.
No, I don't think so. As long as you guys are...
I'm looking at my guitarist Chris, and he's nodding at me, so either that or he's making fun of my wool hat, which looks like a condom on my head. I don't know which. Because it's freezing here in Texas. We went on a tour to get out of New York and be warm, and it's been nothing but effing cold everywhere we go.
Yeah, I went there in May for Texas Frightmare. It's like a horror convention, and it was in May, and it was cold, and it was rainy, and it was just like,
this is
shit.
the worst, one of the worst years for rain in Texas in recorded history.
Yeah, it was
it's
shit.
cold. It's 47 effing degrees here. I left New York for that. I was in Arizona yesterday. It was 77, 78. It was beautiful out. A light breeze. The sun was out. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then crap. And we were in California, and it was nothing but crap. Rain and cold. So, and now I'm back in the rain and cold. And tomorrow is in Austin, Texas, and I looked at the weather. It's rain and cold. And at least Houston, the next show, Houston, it's going to be like 88, but raining.
Right.
I'll take the 88 though, because I can't even feel my feet right now.
Right.
I'm a wimp. I hate the cold weather.
Well, we have to, when I escaped it, I moved to Tennessee, and it's always, you don't even know what the fuck the weather's going to be. It's 47 today, and tomorrow it'll be like 80, and then it'll be back to, then it'll rain for 3 days.
All over the place, right?
Yeah, it's like, you can't win, but it's,
Nope.
What are you going to do?
No, you can't.
So, you're touring for the record currently?
Yes, sir. We're out with Decrepit Birth and Arsis and Angel Maker and Within Destruction.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a good package. We've been having a lot of fun. Shows are pretty good. So we're having a great time. It's a good way to help support the album. So, awesome. Hopefully we'll do another tour, another U.S. tour maybe in the summer or something like that, on a bigger package or something like that too. Right. So hopefully we'll be able to go through 2 touring cycles on this album, which is what we'd really like to do.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Now, didn't the Bill from Decrepit Birth, didn't he hurt his leg from
Yeah, dude, he California in Pomona,
yeah.
the Glass House. He jumped off the stage. He dove off the stage, and I guess people got afraid and backed away. And he broke his femur, which is a serious deal.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's gonna take a long time.
And Bill's not a young guy, and kudos to him for being a true metalhead and giving the crowd 700%.
Right.
But crap happens, and I didn't see it, so I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what happened.
Right.
I just know that he dove off the stage and he broke his femur, and he was. I think he had 2 surgeries, and I do think he's only missing 2 shows, and then he's going to come right back and do it in a fucking wheelchair.
That's insane.
That's amazing. That's totally amazing. That's so metal. That's. I don't know if I would. But
Jeff from Possessed does it. Every night. He's been doing it, so
Yeah. Much respect to him for if he can do that.
Yeah. But if Bill's just saying fuck it, let's finish it. That's awesome.
That's the last I heard. So hopefully Bill will be back, and he'll be rolling again. So I know they're not playing tonight, and I know they're not playing tomorrow night. But I think they're planning on coming back. So after that,
awesome. And then, do you guys have any overseas touring booked for the record?
Yeah, we're working on I don't know the dates yet. We're working on a European tour right now, though. I know that it's being shot. The tour package is being shopped. I can't really talk about it right now.
Right.
But the tour package is being shopped, and there's a lot of interest in the package because it's a pretty sick package.
Nice.
So it looks like springtime we'll go to Europe, and spring in Europe is great. So.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully that'll be good, and then we're doing the. The Rock and Hell Festival in Switzerland in May, nice. I believe it is. So that's kind of cool. So Europe's getting sorted out too. So it's finally exciting for all. We struggled for so many years to get this to be a touring band, and finally it's happened over the past 3 or 4 years, and it's great.
Awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last segment of the podcast here. Do you like horror movies?
You know what? You're gonna laugh, but I don't like a lot of modern horror movies.
We don't do modern. We're like old school.
I think this is my commentary. I think most of them are all payoff and no suspense.
Right.
And I'm a suspense guy.
Okay.
So I hew more towards the first Friday the 13th.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first Halloween.
Of course.
Even the second Halloween's pretty good. Alien is my all-time favorite movie.
Love that movie. Love it.
I think that is a masterpiece of suspense.
Oh yeah.
So like horror I'm into, but I like the first Saw. I thought that was pretty good.
It was good, yeah.
That had some suspense and mystery, and then it turned into a joke that it was more about the gadgets than the storyline and the personality. See, that's what I hate. It becomes more about the gadgets than it does about the storyline gets too ridiculous, and and that's what happened to Halloween too, and Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It becomes a parody. So, I like that. I like the older stuff. I like the thing. I like both things. I like the Kurt Russell thing, and I like the original thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are more of the movies that are my speed. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's what we do.
And I guess that's the time I grew up in. I'm 50, so I grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Well, we're old school horror. We don't really do all the stuff we do is 80s and back, or we'll do some early 90s.
Like Happy Birthday to Me and all that crap. Yeah, that stuff. You see, that's gold. I think I think that's the golden era for me.
Yeah,
and a lot of the Italian stuff from back then is gold.
Oh, of course, all the cannibal stuff that they did and.
Yeah. 70s and 80s are where it's at. I mean,
It's because all of they could pass it off as real then because nobody had seen that shit before. So when you have stuff
the shock factor was out of control back then. I mean, I can remember, the first time I saw Friday the 13th, I don't know how old I was, but the first time I saw the girl get the axe in the head in the bathroom, Now you look at it, I mean, you can see that on TV now.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that I've outgrown being afraid of stuff.
Right.
Like horror stuff. But that seems so real.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And Tom Savini didn't have the kind of prosthetic stuff and budget.
Right.
That people have nowadays.
I know. Honestly, that stuff still looks better.
Those guys had to be all creative with no money.
Yeah. It looked better, honestly,
I think so.
Especially Tom Savini, with his, when they did like Dawn of the Dead and stuff. I mean, that's still some of the best, that and Day of the Dead is some of the best gore ever made.
Absolutely. And you know what's cool? I was watching some interview with him, and he said he was saying something about what's really cool about what I guess what really makes effects special and stuff like that is distractions.
Yeah.
So that things look worse than they are by distractions. Like he went into the whole thing in Friday the 13th about the axe hitting the lamp before hitting her head. And he said if it was just the axe going up and hitting her head, it wouldn't have been as like impactful if you saw like the light shaking back and forth after it got hit by the axe, because it distracts the viewer for a second.
Yeah.
And that was all his idea, to hit the light, and all that stuff, because he wanted that distraction thing. And he said that's kind of like the little distraction thing is a big thing for him, and he says it back then it also hid, it hid the fact that you could see some fakery going on, know?
Yeah, he's definitely a magician of horror. He was very into that, and he was a combat photographer, and so he's actually...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and in Vietnam he was a combat photographer, so he actually...
Oh, so he saw gore he saw real gore close up.
And
he
did
what ripped flesh looked like.
Yeah, so he was like, I don't know if many people in this business have even seen the real thing before, and I have, Oh,
I never knew that.
That's cool. Why he was so good at it, and it looks so realistic. And he even said down to like the mouth or whatever, whenever people get killed or whatever. He was like, there's like an effect people always do where like, you know, the mouth always drops. It's never going to not. Like, it's always like that. And he was like, it kills me when people don't do that in the movies and they just like normal face when they die or something. It's like down to the T. It's just crazy, you know, when he talks about that stuff.
Yeah, well, he knows, right? Like
yeah. Yeah, awesome. It's crazy. That's awesome. But I watched the original Halloween in theaters the other day, and movies like that were just meant to be seen in theaters. It makes it so much more.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. They released that, I don't know how many years ago, but I saw it in the theaters maybe 15 years ago. They released it in the theaters again.
Yeah.
Or something like that, and I saw it, and you're absolutely right.
I mean, when you see it through his eyes with the breathing and
John
stuff.
Carpenter when it's on a big screen.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's totally. I mean, you know, the whole scene with what is it, Bill in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When he stabs him to the cupboard and he backs out and he just tilts his head. That blue lighting and everything on a big screen is so impressive. Yeah.
And the score is so much better, and like the shots of him where he's just breathing through the mask, where you can through him. I mean, it was actually kind of scary to watch. Like, you know, I've seen it.
Yeah. It definitely envelops you when you see it on a big screen.
And then my co-host and I, we went and saw The Shining in theaters, and that is a masterpiece in theaters.
I never, you know what? I don't even think I saw it in the theaters when it came out. We were just watching it over here at Mike's house a couple of minutes ago.
Right.
The remastered version.
Nice. Yeah, but in theaters,
what a great movie.
It's so insane, you know. Some of those movies in theaters like that, like now, they're hard to watch because you've seen them so many times, you know, at your house on TV or something. But going to see movies like that in the theater is where they really...
Yeah, I think you can kind of throw away the TV version out of your mind if you're really into it and immerse yourself.
Yeah.
You know, because my wife will ask me why I watch why I watch Alien so many times. and I'm like, I can make it like it's the first time.
Right.
I just get so into it. You know, I can watch that scene at Dallas in the airways when he gets killed. I can watch that 1,000 times because it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece of suspense.
They brought that back into theaters a couple years ago, and I went and saw that. And
I did too.
Fucking awesome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and the scene where what's his name? The Ian Holm plays the robot, the android. That scene freaks me out, and a lot of things don't. Like most movies don't freak me out at all. But when he when
they bash his head off with the fire extinguisher?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
And he starts dribbling the white milk out of his mouth and stuff.
That scene is just so it just comes out of nowhere, and it's just insane.
Right, yeah, totally. And then he just wishes him the best of luck. You know, I mean, but that's everything coming together, man. That's great directing, that's great screenplay writing, and that's great scripting. Whoever wrote the script, I don't know, I think it was Dan O'Bannon. I'm not sure. Whoever wrote the script, it was just, he nailed those characters so well, you know?
Yeah.
They were, Yafet Koto and Harry Dean Stanton were these rough and tough blue-collar guys who would be perfect to be like maintenance guys, you know?
Right.
I mean, whoever did that, it's just so well. It's just, I can go on about that movie forever. It's just, everything is perfect.
Well, that's definitely your favorite then, you know?
Yeah, without a doubt.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good shit, and it's honestly, you know, one of the first, like, sci-fi horrors like that, where it was just, where they actually were like, this is sci-fi horror, you know?
Yeah. They made no bones about it.
And the
but
horror,
it was also like, I thought a cool angle. It was kind of like a procedural detective show, like CSI too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They went step through step trying to figure out what, and then it was too late.
Yeah, there was a lot of mystery.
So it was almost like a police procedural at the same time, which I thought was, I think was, I guess it borrows a little from The Thing, because The Thing was like that, but I just thought that was kind of cool that they did that.
Yeah, it's a badass movie. It's something I still watch a lot. I got the, if you're a Blu-ray guy, they had the anniversary thing at Walmart. It was like $10, and I bought that.
Yeah, I got it.
The funny thing was, I don't know what I did. This was like twice. It happened because I got Aliens, and they put that one out too. I had bought something, and then that movie. And I guess at Walmart, when they ring it up, they have to put in your birthday because it's rated R. If they still do that, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I didn't get charged for it when I bought it, the first one. You know, I paid for whatever else I bought, and I looked at my receipt. I was like, I never paid for that, but they rang it up. And then when I bought Aliens, they did the same fucking thing. And I was like, I guess I'm just meant to get these for free.
I think so, brother.
It's like,
awesome.
I had to buy Covenant,
awesome,
though, but, you know. Well, man, this has been fucking awesome. You know, it's good to finally have Internal Bleeding on here.
Thanks, man. I really had a good time, and I appreciate that you're actually doing a podcast and doing something to help. You know, everybody's doing their part. I play the music, you do the podcast, you know, and the listeners listen, you know, and the world keeps turning.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's the way to go.
That's right.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. This has been great.
Thanks to your partner too.
No problem, man. Corrupting Influence, Internal Bleeding comes out October 19th on Unique Leader Records. You can also hear it streaming on decibelmagazine.com. So be sure to look out for that. Chris, thanks, man. It's been fucking awesome. Can't wait to hear the record.
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it.
And safe travels. Have a good time on tour. Be safe. Hopefully the weather gets a little bit better down the stretch there.
I hope so. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Hey, no problem. Cheers, man. Y'all have a good one.
Cheers. Take it easy, man.